I feel like I should be applauding you because you're the ones who certainly made this house a home. So thank you very much. You know, we all have our own traditions that make the holidays special. And whether it's decorating the trees together, which I'm sure so many of you are familiar with, or watching your favorite Christmas movie, you know, the annual photo by the fireplace, or fishing out that faded butter-stained recipe that takes you right back to baking with your grandma when you were just a little kid. So I'm sure that we all have a lot of those memories. You know, maybe it goes back to generations, connecting you to the family that made you who you are. Maybe it's a tradition that you created with the family you chose, you know, writing a new chapter together. For me, it's setting our holiday table. And my mom always used to put out candles and fresh flowers that she found outside. She never bought them from a store. And it made every dinner feel special, especially on the holidays. And we weren't just sharing a meal, we were sharing our lives. We were feeding our spirits. And every year, as I light the candles and arrange the flowers just right, I can remember her smile in the firelight. And I remember how she turned our table into like this sacred circle of love. I'm sure all of you do this. And, you know, I hope I can give my family the same feeling. And this season may look a little different for each of us. You know, the ways we celebrate, the prayers that we pray, the custom that defines these days. You know, they're all so as varied as we find the people who make up this country. But at the core of our traditions are threads that unite us all: faith, family, and friendship, gratitude and service, love for our community. And when it gets difficult, when the pandemic keeps us apart, like I know how tough this year has been, when we struggle to get by, or we feel like the weight of our lives is just too heavy to carry, these constants remind us that we are not alone. They heal us and lift our eyes to the future. For all of our differences, we are united by what really matters. Like points on a star, we come together at the heart. That is what I wanted to reflect in our White House this year. In each room, we tell a story of gifts from the heart. In the East Wing, we see the gift of service with shooting stars representing the frontline workers who brought light to our lives in the darkest days of this pandemic. In the China Room, we're reminded of how a simple table can become something that's sacred and special when we come together to break bread in love and friendship. In the Vermeer Room, we honored the visual arts with paintbrushes and swatches and a kaleidoscope of color, reflecting the breadth of beauty that American artists have given the world. Whoever did that room, wasn't that fun to do? And in the library, we see the gift of learning with butterflies of text, reminding us that with education, and I love all the teachers in here who help with this because you all told me, I'm a teacher. So I love that you all came to help us. You know, with education, we could all transform into something beautiful and just soar to new heights. In the Green Room, the gift of nature brings us respite and restoration. My mom always used to say, Jill, things will look better in the morning. And she was right. With each new sunrise, the world moves forward, bringing hope with it. In the Blue Room, where we just were taking the pictures, the peace doves adorn a Fraser fir, each carrying the name of our United States and territories, the unique voices of our country brought together in harmony. That tree, wasn't that just so magnificent? I love that. And in the Red Room, we see the gift of the performing arts, the freedom and joy we find in something as simple as driving with the windows down. Well, I used to know that. And the music turned up. Or the depth of sorrow and solace we see in a dance without words. In the East Landing, the Gold Star tree honors the women and men who have laid down their lives for our country and their families who carry on their legacies every day. And many of you here told me that you were members of the military or military families. And in the State Dining Room, Christmas trees have become photo albums documenting the families of this home and reminding us of the love that binds all of our families, whether they were born or blended, chosen or discovered. In the grand foyer, floating candles remind us that though we may worship or pray differently, the light of faith and community shines for us all. Finally, here in the East Room, we see the gift of gratitude, the small acts of grace that are as joyful to give as they are to receive. And that's why we're here today. Gratitude for you. You all made this possible. Thank you for everything you've done. In the Christmas story, the Magi traveled from afar, each bearing unique and precious gifts. They didn't know their destination, but they held onto their faith and followed a divine star. There are still challenges ahead for our nation. There will be moments when the answers seem unclear, but we have a guiding light as well. Not a star in the sky, but a divine truth within us, the values that make us who we are, the threads that unite us all, the gifts from the heart. No matter how dark the night, when we turn toward that light, we will never be lost. So thank you for helping us share those gifts from the heart. And happy holidays and Merry Christmas from our family to all of yours. We love you. Thank you.